Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Jill here with another A Cherry on Top video, this time for the beginning of the month of June, which is just around the corner as I make this, unbelievably. May went really fast. And our theme for this month is celebrate. So much to celebrate this time of year. People have birthdays, of course, which is what I'm going to be scrapbooking about, but also graduations and other kinds of spring events that cause for celebration. I wanted to do something, as you recall, last time I did this food layout. I'm working in a traveler's notebook, which I keep in here, and I call it a scrapbook journal. I have done a few pages recently that I haven't posted on Instagram or anything, and I want to do that occasionally, even though now I'm putting them on YouTube. But I wanted to, this one was a part of a blog post, and I didn't do a video, but I wanted to start by saying this is going to be a different page from, my layout will be different. I'm only going to use one photo. This has all sorts of spring flower photos, but I did love this idea of lots of interactive little flip-ups. And so for today's video, I want to do something a little bit similar, kind of repeat this idea, but with a variation. You can see this flips up and then this flips up and then there's journaling underneath. And I'm going to start with two things. One, of course, is the photo that I printed, which is a photo of two friends from my book group at our celebration of their birthdays in May. I printed the photo and then I printed this effect of little ice creams over the photo. Ice cream cones, even though, they had cake, but ice cream goes with celebrations too. And I had ice cream in mind because I wanted to use mainly cut-aparts and paper from the Simple Stories line called Sunny Days. And one of my favorite things in this paper collection is this vintagey ice cream cone paper. And so I haven't really been doing this in my TN, putting almost a whole page of the same paper on as a background, but I'm going to do it this time. And I like the green on the back, so I kind of folded over one side. I left one side a little bit ripped off here because I'm going to do a flip up that's going to extend a little bit more there as I envision this. So let's go ahead by just getting the photo down and the pattern paper from Simple Stories Sunny Days. And I'm pretty sure I want the photo down low because I'm going to overlay a couple flip-ups at the top part of this page. And then, of course, this will just be the background. The main thing, I think, as my focus today, besides paper that you can cut from a 6x8 paper pad, would be all the cool little confetti-like celebratory embellishments that we can add at the end. And then also I want to use a little washi tape. I love that this paper has built-in washi tape effect. But I recently got the Bo Bunny, this is called Color Story tapes, and they're kind of vintagey but also colorful. And so I chose the one with the pinks and the pastels because I think it matches really well with this Sunny Days paper. And I'll use it for the flips and maybe some on the top as well. I just love washi tape, so I know that's going to come into play. I also really love sequins, and these pink ones will really create a vibe along with these with some orange, because the Sunny Days line has both pink and orange. The other thing, I don't know if I'll do too much stamping. I have some more embellishments, including some that are from Chamel, I think from a line from last year, with ice cream cones and balloons and some cupcakes and cakes. So I'm really that's the main thing I'm going to be doing today, is just embellishing, because the rest of the page is going to be very simple. Okay, so we have this background in place, and so let's work on this side. As I said, I went ahead and prepared a little stitching because I didn't want to do machine stitching on camera, but I put some black thread in the machine, which I really like, to pull out the blacks that are accents. This is the cloud paper, which is also really wonderful from that line. So I stitched a little corner of some florals from the pad, this little additional ice cream cone in a smaller scale to kind of pick up the motif from that side, and then the clouds. And what I'm going to use for the flip up here is Smile, Snap, Click, because we were all taking pictures of the two birthday girls. So that seemed appropriate. And then it'll flip up, and then there's this pretty green pattern on the back, which again picks up since it's all coordinated from with that stripe. Okay, so that's my plan. So let's go ahead and adhere this. You can see already how, even though I'm kind of inspired by what I did for the blog post, it's looking really different. It's a really different kind of layout, but what they'll have in common are the multiple interactive elements. So the one that'll go down here simply says life is good. And I also left the polka dot paper, so this is my way of getting it in. I like both the large 12 by 12s and the pads that have some of the paper on the tags or the elements. So if you end up not having room to use more of the paper, which is my case here, you can still bring that in. And I really like this little pink floral. So I put this as a kind of background. I'm just ruffling the edge of it to make sure that it'll fit and the notebook will close. In fact, if I can take 1 minute and grab my scissors, I'm going to trim it. Because I know with TNs, it's not fun if the pages don't quite close, because you have things like in the gutter, as it were, in between the two sides. And that's also why I trimmed down this, because I knew this was going to overhang and I didn't want to add too much bulk. And so this is going to flip up. The other thing that's going to flip up, I did a little bit of stamping. I don't know if I'll do more. I just stamped happy birthday with a sentiment stamp that I like. And just used Ranger Archival in jet black. And I stamped on one of the cut apart cards, again, this ice cream motif. I did a little bit of stitching here because it adheres my journaling. So I've just put this on a little note paper that has all numbers on it that I thought in terms of color kind of coordinated with this line, and gave me space in the middle of the numbers, ages, years, to write my journaling about the celebration. So because I want to be able to read that, I'm going to make that a flip up, but this will be one down here. Let's see, this sticks out on this side in a way that I think won't really work if I want it to flip. So I'm just going to tuck that in, put some of that pink washi on this, and make it interactive. So you guys have seen me do this many times. I like to just kind of put it halfway on, and it has to be, can't go too far this way. I don't think it needs to at any rate. Let's see, am I doing this right? Yeah. So then we can put this along this edge and have one interactive element on flip up. Extends over the green a bit, no problem. In fact, I'll probably end up using some washi or something along there. We'll see. Life is good, yeah. And let me just go ahead and do the flip up I intend to do here. I like also how this picks up this like vintage mellow pink color, which is also here in the vintage washi. Now we won't need very much for this because it's going to be right here, and it's so lightweight that you really don't need much tape, just enough to create the tip in. There we go. And I might do something underneath. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just like to have them loose so you can flip up and see the pattern paper. As you know, of course, this one's going to flip up and reveal journaling. So, and we get some, this is really, I love this Bo Bunny tape, and it's kind of nice for this page because it has this color has the pastels, not only the pink, but the green. We've got some green going on the page. And it's somewhat, like most washi, somewhat translucent, so you can see the numbers through it. And I don't know how much these are going to collide, which one we want to flip first, or if it matters, but I think I would like it down. The nice thing about washi too is that it's like forgiving. Let's see if this flips over this. Let me just move it down just a tiny bit so that tape itself is above the card, but the ice cream card overlaps. There, and then that way you know that's the first flip, and it kind of holds the other one in place. I don't know, I'm just kind of obsessed with these interactive elements, as you can tell. But then when we open it up, we have the journaling and this burst of color, stripes, florals. It might be a bit much for some people, but I really love it, and it does coordinate because it's all from the same paper line. And then I will be able to put some of my embellishments both over and under here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call that good for the video, because there's gonna be a lot of play with these, but you can envision how we'll have like little clusters here and there of sequins and videos, and you can see the absolute final version of this page with its celebratory "Life is Good" and ice cream. You can see the final version on my Instagram. And yeah, so anyway, happy June. Have a great time celebrating. Be sure to hop along to the other designers on the team. I've already seen some of their projects and they're fabulous. And then leave comments for your chance to win store credit at a cherry on top. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.